Paris, explain to me what you do and how it makes you different from the other similar business in your community.
I make credit card processing profitable and simple for businesses. I work with business owners, helping them manage their merchant accounts, meaning I make sure they're set up with the right kind of account. I make sure that their fees and rates are set up appropriately for their business type. And most importantly, I make sure that they're getting the proper service on their account for their particular processing needs at the best possible rate.
Okay. Proper service. Isn't that service provided by machine or terminal at the same for all merchant accounts?
Not really. Local support is crucial in order to properly meet individual business needs. My industry suffers an incredible lack of service. Most merchants are sold on cookie cutter plans not tailored for their particular needs. Terminals should be serviced every time Visa and MasterCard change rates on any particular card, which is about every six months. If the terminal is not reprogrammed, the merchant will be penalized by paying a non-qualified rate for processing with a terminal that is outdated. I service my clients so they won't ever have to be penalized as a result of neglect. So if your business is accepting credit cards and you haven't seen your local rep, servicing that terminal, maybe you want to consider checking that out so you're not being penalized for not servicing your machine.
Okay. So proper service is just a reprogramming terminals every 6 months so you don't have to get penalized?
No, there's a lot more to it. In fact, it gets worse if you're set up with the cheap, vulnerable, non-PCI compliant equipment that makes you liable for sensitive information being stored with security issues. Unfortunately, in many instances, merchants are fined with steep fines and penalties if their clients become victims of fraud or identity theft as a result of neglecting to become PCI compliant. Payjunction is PCI DSS Level 1 service provider. This means we take all liability away from the business owner by not having to store any sensitive information to process credit cards.
Okay. What about for those business owners that were set up through their banks? Do they really have to be worried about that?
Not necessarily. They have a false sense of security in many cases. Most business owners are caught unaware that they're not protected. Just because they went to their local bank to get set up, that doesn't mean that they were set up correctly. You see, most banks use third-party processors and not the actual employee from the bank. And unfortunately, third-party processors, they use cookie cutter programs and they use cheap terminals to and lease them in 4 years. Outdated technology or equipment stays for a long time on a merchant, and they never go back to service those terminals unless it breaks down and the merchant is totally unable to process credit cards. That is why it's so important to have the local support of a specialist in the industry I represent. I provide the expertise required to accommodate the specific needs of each client and tailor it to the.
Will merchant service be jeopardizing their local bank relationship by switching to Payjunction?
No, on the contrary. No, don't get me wrong. The local banks are doing the best that they can with the local resources they have. All they want to do is to keep you happy, so you have a bank account open with them. But they benefit by you keeping larger profits, obviously, in your account. In fact, several of the local banks in this area, they recognize the superiority of my personal service, and they refer clients to me to give them that edge.
It is clear that you have very high standards of customer service, but please elaborate as why you choose to be in this industry.
One of the main reasons I decided to get into this business was to be able to make a significant contribution to my local community. What better way than helping local business owners lower their operating costs and increase their sales? This results in larger profits, which helps business expand and stimulate the local economy by retaining jobs and services which are very much needed in our community at large.
Paris, why Payjunction?
Payjunction is the leading solution developer for the transaction processing industry. Our comprehensive services cover merchant account activation, gateway services, and product deployment. Our consolidated products and services with cutting-edge technology will save you time and money while increasing your sales. And our merchant bank partners are the largest in the U.S. Citibank, American Bank of America, Wells Fargo, United Bankcard, just to name a few. They process over $7 billion in credit card transactions annually. And it's just simple. Our cutting-edge technology, multiple offers, they complete you.
Yeah. Paris, do you have any specials for our members? Do you want to extend to the Deltona Chamber of Commerce?
Yes, I would like to extend an invitation to get a free evaluation of your existing merchant account setup to help you maximize the profits and cover any PCI compliant issues or questions that you may have. I'll be happy to give you several options at no cost to support in any direction.
How can people contact you?
My cell phone number, it's area code 407-451-9119. You can visit me on my website, www.payjunctionflorida.com. All one word and Florida spelled out.
Okay, thank you.